This is Max and Mia podcast.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Max and Mia podcast. I'm Max.
And I'm Mia. We're delighted to have you here with us once again.
Before we dive into today's discussion, we'd like to take a moment to express our gratitude to all of you who've been following along. Your support truly means the world to us.
Absolutely. Whether you're a regular listener or joining us for the first time, we genuinely appreciate you choosing to spend part of your day with us. We've received some wonderful messages recently, and they never fail to brighten our day.
Indeed. It's encouraging to know that our conversations resonate with so many of you across different corners of the globe.
Right then, shall we get started with today's topic?
Actually, before we proceed, we should mention that today's episode will be a bit different.
That's right. We have two special guests joining us who will be guiding you through today's content.
Please welcome Matthew and Rachel, who are here to explore some fascinating aspects of English grammar with you.
We'll hand things over to them now. Matthew, Rachel, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Max and Mia, and hello again, everyone. It's great to be here.
Hi there. We're thrilled to be part of this episode and to share some insights with all of you.
So, what's on the agenda for today? Well, we'll be looking at certain grammar structures and, more importantly, how they appear in everyday conversations.
Exactly. Grammar isn't just about rules and textbooks. It's something we use constantly, often without even realizing it.
Our first topic is something called the passive voice. Now, have any of you heard about this before? Perhaps in a classroom or while studying English?
Don't worry if it sounds unfamiliar. We're going to break it down together.
Right. So what exactly is the passive voice? In simple terms, it's a way of constructing sentences where the focus shifts from who is doing the action to what is being done.
Let me give you an example to clarify. Instead of saying, the chef prepared the meal, we could say, the meal was prepared by the chef. Notice how the meal becomes the main focus?
Precisely. The structure typically follows this pattern. The object of the action comes first, followed by a form of the verb to be, then the past participle of the main verb.
Here are a few more examples. The report was written yesterday. The building has been renovated. The packages will be delivered tomorrow.
You might be wondering whether learning this is essential. The honest answer? It depends on your goals.
If you're aiming for fluency or planning to work in professional settings, understanding the passive voice becomes quite valuable. It's common in academic writing, news reports, and formal communication.
That said, in casual conversations, we tend to use the active voice more frequently, but recognizing the passive voice helps you understand what you're reading or hearing.
Absolutely. And now, theory aside, let's hear how this actually sounds in a real conversation.
We've prepared a dialogue for you where you'll notice the passive voice being used naturally. Pay attention to how it flows within the exchange.
Let's listen.
Hey, Walter, did you hear about the party?
Which one? Oh, wait, the office holiday party?
Yeah, that one. It was announced this morning during the team meeting. I thought you were there.
I was, but honestly, I zoned out for a bit. So what's the plan?
Well, it's being held at that new venue downtown, the one that just opened last month. You know, the place with the rooftop terrace.
Oh, nice. That sounds way better than last year. I mean, the conference room was decorated and everything, but still, it felt kind of cramped.
Right? This year they really stepped it up. Apparently, a live band has been hired to perform. Can you believe it?
No way. That's actually pretty cool. Do we know what kind of music?
I'm not entirely sure, but I heard it's some jazz group. The details were sent out in an email earlier, but I haven't had a chance to check it properly yet.
I'll look it up later. So, what about food? Please tell me it's not going to be the same sandwiches from last time.
No. A catering company was brought in, one of those fancy ones. I think they're doing a whole buffet with different stations.
Ah, thank God. Those sandwiches were, well, let's just say they weren't great.
Yeah, I remember. Half of them were left untouched by the end of the night. Anyway, this time there's supposed to be a seafood station, a carving station, and even a dessert bar.
Now that's what I'm talking about. Are we expected to bring anything or is everything being provided?
Everything's being taken care of. We were told just to show up and have a good time. Oh, but there is one thing. We're supposed to dress semi-formal.
Semi-formal? What does that even mean anymore? Like, should I wear a suit or?
I think it means something between casual and super formal. You know, maybe a nice shirt and slacks, not jeans, basically.
All right, I can manage that. When is it again?
It's scheduled for the 15th, next Friday evening. It starts at 7.
Got it. And is it just our department or is the whole company invited?
The whole company. I think around 100 people are expected to attend, maybe more.
Wow, that's quite a crowd. Has the venue been confirmed then? I mean, can it handle that many people?
Yeah, apparently it was already booked weeks ago. They've reserved the entire top floor, so there should be plenty of space.
Nice. What about parking? That area can be a nightmare.
Oh, good point. I think some parking passes are being distributed to those who need them. You might want to ask Linda in HR about that.
I'll shoot her an email. So is there going to be any kind of program like speeches or awards or anything?
A few short speeches were mentioned, yeah. The CEO is planning to say something, and I think some awards will be given out for Employee of the Year and stuff like that.
Ah, the usual. That's fine, as long as it doesn't drag on forever.
I doubt it will. They know people want to enjoy themselves. Oh, and one more thing. A photographer has been hired to take pictures throughout the night.
Of course. We'll probably be tagged in a million photos on the company's social media.
Exactly. Better make sure your camera ready.
Great, no pressure. Well, at least it sounds like it'll be fun. I'm actually looking forward to it now.
Me too. It's been a long year, so we definitely deserve a good celebration.
For sure. All right, I should probably get back to work before my lunch break is officially over.
Same here. See you around, Walter.
See you, Allison.
Well, there you have it. A typical conversation between two colleagues discussing an upcoming event.
Now, did you catch where the passive voice appeared? It was woven throughout the dialogue, quite naturally, wasn't it?
Exactly. Let's highlight a few instances. Allison mentioned that the party was announced this morning and that it's being held at that new venue downtown.
Right. And Walter learned that a live band has been hired and that the details were sent out in an email. Notice how the focus remains on the actions and events rather than on who specifically performed them.
Precisely. There was also a catering company was brought in. Everything's being taken care of, and the venue was already booked weeks ago.
These are perfect examples of how the passive voice functions in everyday speech. It sounds completely natural, doesn't it?
It does. And that's the key takeaway. This structure isn't something stiff or overly formal. It's genuinely useful when the action itself matters more than the person doing it.
Absolutely. Now, let's shift gears to our second topic for today.
Ah, yes. This one's interesting because it involves a word that seems to pop up absolutely everywhere in English.
We're talking about the verb get.
Oh, get. Where do we even begin with this one?
I know, right? It feels like get can mean just about anything, depending on the context. It's one of those words that English learners encounter early on, but mastering all its uses, that takes time.
Indeed. At its core, get means to obtain or receive something. For instance, I need to get some groceries, or did you get my message?
Simple enough, but then it starts branching out into different meanings. You can use get to indicate arrival, like what time did you get home? Or to express a change of state, like it's getting dark outside.
Right, and let's not forget about understanding or comprehension. I don't get what you mean is something we say all the time.
Exactly. Then there are expressions like get ready, get started, get married, or get lost. Each one has a slightly different nuance.
And that's before we even touch on phrasal verbs, which is where things become really interesting and perhaps a bit overwhelming.
Oh, phrasal verbs with get could be an entire episode on their own. You've got get up, get along, get over, get through, get away, get by. The list goes on.
Each one carries its own distinct meaning. Get up means to rise from bed. Get along refers to having a good relationship with someone. Get over means to recover from something difficult.
And get by means to manage or survive in a challenging situation. I'm just getting by with my salary implies you're making ends meet, but barely.
Precisely. The versatility of get is both a blessing and a challenge. It's incredibly useful once you grasp its various applications, but it can feel confusing at first.
True. However, because it's so common, you'll encounter it constantly, which actually helps with learning. Repetition and context are your friends here.
One practical tip: pay attention to how native speakers use get in different situations. You'll start noticing patterns and picking up the subtleties naturally.
Absolutely. And honestly, don't be intimidated by it. Even if you make a mistake with get, people will usually understand what you mean.
Right. The important thing is to recognize that get is dynamic and flexible. Embrace that, and you'll find yourself using it more confidently.
Now, enough theory, let's hear get in action.
We've prepared another conversation where you'll notice different uses of get throughout. Listen carefully and see how many variations you can spot.
Here we go.
Hey, Brandon, wait up.
Oh, hey, Jenna. I didn't see you there. How's it going?
Pretty good. Just trying to get out of here before the traffic gets crazy. You heading home?
Yeah, finally. Today was exhausting. I didn't even get a chance to grab lunch.
Seriously? You've got to take better care of yourself. Did you at least get some coffee or something?
I got a quick cup around 2, but that's about it. I was stuck in back-to-back meetings all afternoon.
I know how that goes. So, did you get that email from Marcus about the project deadline?
I did, yeah. Honestly, I'm not sure how we're supposed to get everything done by next Wednesday. It seems impossible.
Tell me about it. I've been trying to get through all the research since Monday, but there's just so much material to cover.
Maybe we should get together this weekend and work on it? Divide things up a bit?
That's actually not a bad idea. I'm free on Saturday afternoon, if that works for you.
Saturday works. We could meet at that coffee shop near the park, the one we went to last month.
Perfect. I'll get there around 2. Does that sound good?
Yeah, 2's fine. I'll bring my laptop and all the notes I've gathered so far.
Great. Hopefully we can get this sorted out before the deadline sneaks up on us.
For sure. Hey, speaking of deadlines, did you ever get a response from that company you interviewed with?
Oh, yeah, I meant to tell you. I got the offer yesterday.
No way! Jenna, that's amazing. Congratulations.
Thanks. I'm still kind of in shock, to be honest. I didn't think I'd actually get it.
Are you kidding? You totally deserved it. So when do you start?
Not for another month. I need to get everything wrapped up here first and give proper notice.
That makes sense. Man, we're really gonna miss you around here, though.
Oh, I'll miss you guys too. But hey, we'll still get together outside of work, right?
Absolutely. We've got to stay in touch. So were you excited? Nervous?
Both, honestly. I'm excited about the new challenges, but I'm also nervous about getting used to a completely different environment, you know?
Totally get that. Change can be scary, but you'll get the hang of it quickly. You always do.
I hope so. I just want to make sure I get off to a good start and make a solid impression.
You will, trust me. Oh, by the way, did you ever get around to watching that show I recommended?
No, not yet. I keep meaning to, but I haven't gotten around to it. Is it really that good?
It's fantastic. You need to get on it. Seriously, once you start, you won't be able to stop.
All right. I'll try to get through at least the first episode this week.
That's all I ask. Just get past the first 2 episodes and you'll be hooked.
Fair enough. Oh, hey, before I forget, did you get your car back from the shop yet?
Finally, yes. Picked it up this morning. It took them forever to get the parts Van needed.
I bet. How much did it end up costing?
More than I wanted to spend, that's for sure. But at least it's running smoothly now. I can actually get to work on time again.
That's always a plus. Well, I should probably get going before it gets too late.
Yeah, same here. I need to stop by the grocery store on the way home and get some stuff for dinner.
Sounds like a plan. I'll see you Saturday then.
Saturday at 2. Don't forget.
I won't. Take care, Brandon.
You too, Jenna. And congrats again on the new job.
Thanks. See you soon.
That was a great example of how get weaves itself into everyday conversations, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It appeared so frequently, yet it never felt repetitive or forced. That's because each instance carried a different meaning.
Right. Let's look at a few examples. Jenna said she was trying to get out of here before the traffic gets crazy. In the first case, get out means to leave, and in the second, gets crazy refers to something becoming more intense.
Exactly. Then Brandon mentioned he didn't get a chance to grab lunch, where get means to have or receive an opportunity.
We also heard get everything done, which means to complete tasks, and get together, meaning to meet up with someone.
And there was get the hang of it, which refers to learning or mastering something. Brandon used it to encourage Jenna about her new job.
Another interesting one was get around to, as in I haven't gotten around to it, which means to find time to do something you've been postponing.
All of these uses demonstrate just how adaptable get really is. Once you start recognizing these patterns, you'll find yourself understanding and using them more naturally.
Precisely. It's all about exposure and practice. The more you listen and engage with the language, the more intuitive these uses become.
Now, before we move on to our final topic, we'd like to ask something of you, our listeners.
If you're finding this episode helpful, we'd really appreciate it if you could share it with someone who's also learning English. It helps us reach more people and keeps this podcast going.
And if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover in future episodes, feel free to reach out. Your feedback truly shapes what we do here.
All right, let's transition to our third and final topic for today.
This one's a bit more technical, but don't let that intimidate you. We're talking about relative clauses, specifically the difference between defining and non-defining relative clauses.
I know that sounds like a mouthful, but it's actually quite straightforward once you understand the concept.
Let's start with the basics. A relative clause is a part of a sentence that gives us additional information about a noun. It usually begins with words like who, which, that, where, or whose.
For example, in the sentence, the book that I borrowed was fascinating, the phrase that I borrowed is a relative clause. It tells us which book we're talking about.
Now, here's where it gets interesting. There are two types of relative clauses, defining and non-defining.
A defining relative clause provides essential information about the noun. Without it, the sentence wouldn't make complete sense or would have a very different meaning.
Take this example. The students who studied hard passed the exam. The clause who studied hard is crucial because it specifies which students we're referring to. Not all students, just the ones who studied hard.
Exactly. You can't remove that clause without changing the fundamental meaning of the sentence. That's what makes it defining. In defining relative clauses, we don't use commas, and we can often use that instead of who or which.
Now, non-defining relative clauses work differently. They add extra information, but this information isn't essential to understanding the main point of the sentence.
Here's an example. My brother, who lives in Chicago, is visiting next week. The clause, who lives in Chicago, gives us additional detail, but the core message, my brother is visiting next week, remains clear without it. Notice the commas. That's a key marker of non-defining relative clauses. They're set apart from the rest of the sentence, almost like a parenthetical remark.
And here's an important rule. In non-defining clauses, we cannot use that We must use who, which, where, and so on.
So, to recap, defining clauses are essential. Don't use commas and can use that. Non-defining clauses are supplementary, require commas, and cannot use that.
It might seem a bit technical, but you'll notice this distinction all the time in writing and formal speech. Understanding it helps you interpret meaning more accurately.
And of course, it improves your own writing and speaking, particularly in academic or professional contexts.
Now, let's hear how this sounds in practice.
Our final conversation of the day will feature both defining and non-defining relative clauses. Listen closely and see if you can identify them.
Let's tune in.
Hi, Claire. You got a minute?
Sure. What's up?
I was thinking about that restaurant you mentioned last week, the one that just opened downtown. Are you still interested in checking it out?
Oh, the Italian place? Yeah, definitely. My coworker who ate there last weekend said the pasta was incredible. Apparently, it's the best carbonara in the city.
Nice. I've been craving Italian food like crazy. What day works for you?
How about Saturday evening? I'm free after 6.
Saturday works. Should we make a reservation? I heard places that don't take reservations can have really long waits on weekends.
Good point. I don't want to stand in line for an hour. I'll call them tomorrow morning. Oh, completely changing the subject. Did you ever finish that book that I lent you?
The mystery novel? Yeah, I finished it last night, actually. The ending was wild.
Right? I didn't see that twist coming at all. The detective, who seemed so confident throughout the story, turned out to be completely wrong about the suspect.
Exactly. I thought for sure it was the neighbor. The author really knows how to keep you guessing.
That's why I love her books. Have you read any of her other work?
Not yet, but I'm planning to. Do you have any recommendations?
You should definitely try her first novel, which came out about 10 years ago. It's a bit darker than this one, but the plot is equally gripping.
I'll look for it. Thanks. So, back to dinner. Are you bringing anyone to the restaurant on Saturday, or is it just us?
It's just us this time. My sister, who usually loves trying new restaurants, is actually out of town this weekend.
Got it. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I haven't had a good night out in a while.
Same here. Work has been so hectic lately, I really need a break.
Tell me about it. Oh, speaking of work, did you hear about the new project manager they hired?
The guy who started on Monday? Yeah, I met him briefly in the break room. He seems nice.
He does. I heard he worked at a company that specializes in tech startups before coming here.
Interesting. Hopefully he brings some fresh ideas to the team. We could use a different perspective.
Agreed. Anyway, for Saturday, should we meet there, or do you want me to pick you up?
Honestly, you picking me up would be a lifesaver. My car, which has been making weird noises lately, is finally at the mechanic's right now.
Oh no, is it something serious?
I'm not sure yet. They said they'd call me with an update this afternoon. Fingers crossed it's nothing major.
Yeah, car troubles are the worst. Don't worry about it. I can definitely pick you up. What time should I swing by?
How about 6:15? That should give us enough time to get there by 6:30.
Perfect. I'll be there at 6:15 sharp.
Awesome. I'm already excited. It's been ages since I've had good Italian food.
Now you're making me hungry. All right, I should probably get back to work before my boss notices I've been gone too long.
Same here. See you Saturday, Ethan.
See you then, Claire.
That was a natural, everyday exchange between two friends making plans, and yet it perfectly illustrated how relative clauses function in conversation.
Absolutely. Let's highlight a few examples. Claire mentioned my coworker who ate there last weekend, which is a non-defining relative clause. The commas indicate that this information is supplementary. She's simply adding context about her coworker.
Exactly. Compare that to when Ethan said, places that don't take reservations. This is a defining clause because it specifies which type of places he's referring to. Not all places, just those without reservation systems.
Right. Another non-defining example was, my sister, who usually loves trying new restaurants, is out of town. The clause gives us extra detail, but the main point is simply that her sister is unavailable.
And then there was her first novel, which came out about 10 years ago. Again, the commas signal that this is additional information rather than essential identification.
On the defining side, we heard the one that just opened downtown and that book I lent you. Both of these clauses are necessary to understand which restaurant and which book they're discussing.
Precisely. Without those clauses, the sentences would be incomplete or unclear. That's the hallmark of defining relative clauses.
What's interesting is how seamlessly these structures appear in natural speech. Ethan and Claire weren't thinking about grammar rules. They were simply communicating effectively.
That's the goal for all of us as language learners. The more familiar you become with these patterns, the more naturally they'll emerge in your own conversations.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode. We've covered quite a bit of ground, haven't we?
We certainly have, from the passive voice to the versatility of get, and finally to the nuances of relative clauses.
We sincerely appreciate you spending this time with us today. Learning a language requires dedication, and the fact that you're here actively engaging with these concepts speaks volumes about your commitment.
Indeed. Progress isn't always immediate, but every session like this contributes to your overall growth and understanding.
If today's topics resonated with you, we encourage you to revisit these conversations. Listen again, notice the patterns, and try incorporating them into your own practice.
And remember, language learning is a journey, not a destination. There will be challenges along the way, but each step forward, no matter how small, is worth celebrating.
We hope you found this episode both informative and enjoyable. Until next time, continue practicing, stay curious, and don't hesitate to make mistakes. They're simply part of the process.
Take care, everyone. We'll see you in the next episode.
Goodbye for now.